Guys, I'm getting emotional here. I'm getting emotional. Again, Alejandro, we are here for the funeral of Jason Whitlock's career. I should be nicer.
A baby crying here. I watched this video and I feel like it's a baby crying because
You feel like he
of
sounds like a
sadness.
baby.
He sounds like a baby crying.
Okay. Well, let me be nice to the baby that's crying about people talking about him. His feelings are hurt. I get it. He's fearless, though, AKA friendless. But again, we're here at the funeral for Jason Whitlock's career. It's done. It's over. He had a thing. He wrote a paper about 20 years ago. Now he's part of the Blaze. It's done. Now, when I think of the Blaze, I think of politics. I think of Glenn Beck. That's just what I think of. I definitely do not think of Jason Whitlock. It's not a name that has crossed my path in years. I asked a friend of mine over here, Chris Mano, played wide receiver for Kansas City Chiefs. I said, hey, by the way, shot in the dark, what are your thoughts on Jason Whitlock? This guy played in the NFL. And what did he say? The worst. Absolute piece of shit. That's what he said. One person, random. So he's talking about PBD. He's talking about Stephen A. Smith. And then he starts talking about me and PBD's minions. Now, again, he works for the Blaze. I assume he does politics. That's just kind of what I know. I don't do any homework. I don't do any fact checking. I just say, all right, Jason Whitlock does the Blaze. Don't care, don't know. I've done zero research. He's irrelevant. I haven't heard of his name. He's part of the Blaze. He probably talks about politics. So on the podcast with Sage Steele, on PBD Podcast, I asked the following question at 101:43.
Of one of Patrick Bet-David's minions, and I don't want to say that dismissively, one of his sidekicks makes a pretty telling comment about me and how much they actually know about me. Let's play SOT 6.
Whitlock, I think he just talks politics now, right? I don't think he's on The Blaze, which is a conservative media outlet. His show is called Fearless. He talks about everything. You know, the media landscape has changed since you joined ESPN.
That was probably the most troubling thing for me, is that I've been doing this for 3 years, and this guy thinks that I come on here every day and talk politics.
Be ready, because you're going to go fast.
And they're just incredibly uninformed. Breathtakingly uninformed.
Is it that I'm uninformed, or that you're just so completely irrelevant? I did zero research because it's not a thing that ever crossed my mind. I think you're a part of the Blaze. Great, you're part of the Blaze. We had Glenn Beck on the podcast, your boss, homeboy, talking politics, telling us about the Blaze, so I made some assumptions. Okay, my bad. So you don't, quote unquote, talk politics, right? Is that what you're saying? Is that what your central thesis is? Is this what you're doing? You say you've never voted, you're not into politics, and you want to keep a healthy distance from it. Of course, you're way above the fray. You would never talk politics, right? At your funeral for your career. Here you are, never saying you would do politics. You only talk sports, you only talk culture, you only talk race, never politics. Well, the problem that I have with that, Jason, is there's a little thing called the internet. There's a little thing called YouTube. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of videos of you discussing politics, specifically with one of the biggest people to ever talk politics, Tucker Carlson. By the way, if you can pull up
The YouTube link?
the YouTube link to Tucker Carlson. He's been on Tucker Carlson's show, I don't know how many times. He even admits it right here at 103 on YouTube on his own clip, if you can go to that. Dozens of times, Tucker Carlson. But when you pull that up, let me know when you're ready. Here are the names, by the way, not only Tucker Carlson. I went on your YouTube. And checked the names and titles of the people that you have mentioned on your YouTube. You don't do politics, right? You're above the fray. It's not your thing. You're too cool for school. Here are some of the things that you've talked about and the people that you've talked about on your show. Let me know if you guys are familiar with these names, these issues, or these commentators. Ready? You let me know if these sound political to you. Ready? Barack and Michelle Obama, Trump about 100 times, Joe Biden, RFK, Carrie Lake, who ran for senator in Arizona, Larry Elder, who ran for governor in California, commentators, Don Lemon, CNN, Van Jones, CNN, Ann Coulter, political pundit, Candace Owens, pretty big name in the political sphere, Ben Shapiro, The Daily Wire. You've also talked about Glenn Beck, who's completely associated with politics and the Blaze issues. You're thinking, all right, issues. Again, you do sports, you do culture, but you would never talk politics. Do these things sound political to you? January 6th, Ashley Babbitt being shot and killed in January 6th. Fannie Willis, the district attorney in Georgia, versus Trump. The BLM riots, the rich men north of Richmond, the song that was massive, talking about Washington, D.C., Louis Farrakhan, the U.S. Supreme Court, Vladimir Putin, Hamas, Iran, and Israel, and oh yeah, the 2024 election. Certainly sounds like politics to me. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm off. I don't know. But Tucker Carlson, you've done his show, I don't know, a couple 100 times. Here's what you had to say about Tucker.
P. Diddy. It's Caitlin Clark. The big brands, the big topics that I talk about. How could the guy, he talks politics, that's all he does. Tucker Carlson, I used to go on Tucker Carlson's Fox News show, let's say once every 10 days. He's been on Fox, I think, for now more than a year. I haven't been on Fox News.
Okay.
I've done an interview with David.
You did Tucker's show on Fox News. Is there anything more political than that? I would never talk politics. Not me. I'm above the fray. I'm not political. That's not what I do. No, not me. Hey, Tucker on Fox News. Welcome to the show. Buddy, I made an assumption that you don't talk politics, but my assumption sounds pretty right. But then I said, okay, let me just not talk about it. Let me be about it. Let me go on your YouTube and bring receipts. So the first thing I found was you talking to Tucker Carlson on a video entitled Jason Whitlock Destroys the Godless Marxist Left Over the Donald Trump Indictment. Does that sound political to you, Alejandra?
Yes, a lot.
A lot. And here's what you said at the beginning of the video. Go ahead and play it. This is what you said, your words, the
Tucker,
guy
I
who
don't say
doesn't
this
talk
with pride.
politics.
I really don't. I'm just being factual. I've never voted. And so I'm not saying that with pride. I'm hardcore MAGA tonight. I will be voting. I am hardcore MAGA. I've never voted. I observed Trump.
I've never voted, but I'm hardcore MAGA. By the way, we're going to wrap up in a second. I want you to show some of the titles of the thumbnails that he's talked about on his YouTube channel. This non-political person who called me, quote unquote, uninformed. The reason that I'm uninformed about you, Jason Whitlock, is because we're here for the funeral for your career and you're irrelevant. That might be the reason I'm uninformed, because I wouldn't be talking about you if you didn't talk about PBD and Stephen A. Smith. But here's some of the titles and the thumbnails. You, Jason Whitlock, who I'm here at your funeral for your career. These are some of the titles that you talk about for someone that does zero politics. You ready to pull these up?
Yes.
We're going to go fast now. Jason Whitlock. Here you go. The person that never talks politics. Here you go. What does that say? Jason Whitlock would agree that the left is satanic. Jason Whitlock, Bill Maher has been red-pilled, and Trump is the sole reason he won't admit it. Okay, that's one title. Got it. So I'll ask you guys, does that sound pretty political of a statement? Political of a thumbnail? Political of a title? Yes. What else you got? That must be the end of it though, right? There's no more.
We have another one.
You have more?
Yeah.
Get out of here, Alejandra.
I'm talking seriously. We have
Seriously?
more.
Okay,
Yeah, we
let's
have
see what
more.
else we got. This guy that never talks politics. What's the other one he has? Okay, Jason Whitlock reacts to Tucker Carlson leaving Fox News. Okay, that's fine. He said he already admitted that he did Tucker Carlson dozens, if not hundreds of times. Tucker Carlson, when I think of Tucker Carlson, when I think of Fox News, I think of sports, obviously. I think of culture, obviously. I definitely don't think politics. So maybe I'm off on this one. Okay.
We have another one.
You have another one?
Yes.
Get out of here. Go and get, girl. What else you got? Donald Trump dominates Super Tuesday. MAGA topples the Republican Party. Doesn't sound political to me. I don't know, Alejandro. Not the smartest guy in the world. Not the best looking guy in the world. I don't know. Maybe I was hitting a few head times playing football as a college kid. I don't know. But does that sound political to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a baby. I don't know what he's talking about.
And what was the title of that one right there?
Donald Trump dominates Super Tuesday.
And what else does it say?
MAGA
That MAGA what?
topples the Republican Party.
Okay, that MAGA topples. Does that sound political to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Do you have anything else? Because I've
I
already
have
only
another
done
one.
like a couple dozen things. You have more? You have
Yes.
more receipts? Go
I have
ahead.
more proof.
Please. Fannie Willis embarrasses black women, masculines men. Fannie Willis now turns courtroom into a beauty. Now, Fannie Willis, you might be saying, okay, who's Fannie Willis? I never heard of this person. Well, she's the district attorney in Georgia that is the person that is responsible. I'm getting emotional right now.
Me too.
Jason Whitlock's funeral for his career. She is the person that is responsible for trying to put Donald Trump in jail for election interference for his call to find 11,000 votes in Georgia. Does anybody remember that? Jason Whitlock. The hypocrisy, the ridiculousness, this godlike complex that you have that we can't just look at the receipts, homeboy. So for me to say that, hey, this guy's political, and you to basically say that I'm clueless, well, maybe I was right. For you to say that, no way do I talk politics, ridiculous. I'm going to recap this. And then we actually got to lay the career, AKA the body, to rest. We got to put it underground. This is it. This is where we're at right now. Today I'm wearing all black because we gave the eulogy for Jason Whitlock's career. It's sad. It's horrible. Did you do a poll?
I did the poll.
Are we able to see this poll?
Let me find it.
If not, you could just tell me the results.
I can tell you. So
Go ahead.
yes is a 59% and no is a 40%. So you can see there's no big difference.
Yes
between-
and no for what?
They don't know who he is.
Okay, they don't even know who this guy is. I'm
40%.
sorry.
And then yes, it's 59% for people who know who he is.
Gotcha. So that some people know who he is.
Yeah.
And I thank you guys for attending Jason Whitlock's funeral for his career. So just to recap, it's a sad day. Jason Whitlock has been exposed as a hypocrite. He is no longer fearless. He is friendless. Stephen A. Smith said that he was the biggest piece of shit he's ever met in his life. I believe Stephen A. Smith. I don't know. You guys tell me. He was scared to debate Roland Martin. He was scared to debate the biz doc. Fearless. I don't know. Stephen A. Smith said he's the type of person that nobody's going to show up to his funeral. No pallbearers, no friends, no family. We know he's not married. We know he's got no kids. He did not take the Bible's advice to be fruitful and multiply. Nobody showed up. Fearless? No, my friend. Friendless and familyless. It's sad. He talked trash about PBD, talked about religion. He said that PBD's got a God complex because he makes a ton of money. But we all know that the money actually empowers other people to help other people get more jobs, make more careers, make better things happen. All of this entire studio is because PBD has made more money. I have a job here today because PBD employed me here at Valuetainment. So does Alejandra. So do the people here. So do the dozens, if not hundreds of people working here. Who the hell do you employ other than your Ozempic rep? It's sad. It's horrible. You didn't take the Bible's advice to be fruitful and multiply because you quote unquote are married to your career and your career is fraudulent and failing. And today we lay you to rest. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.